Have you ever looked at a package, container, or book and wondered who did the artwork? Well, usually that type of artist is called an illustrator. And recently, Teresa Bush met an illustrator in Hermitage and discovered how he puts his mark on so many different things.
I drew all the time. When I was a kid, I'd get in trouble drawing Army figures and baseball players in the margins of my papers. I was always drawing.
For Bob Jones, getting into trouble at school for drawing only meant he would draw less while in class. In fact, that little bit of trouble really paid off. It led Bob to a career as an illustrator, and it's all he's ever known. Professionally, it began in the mid-60s while he was stationed in Germany during the Vietnam War. Bob sketched to pass the time, and one of his superiors found out and assigned him a very special job.
He decided that the best thing for me to do, in his eyes, was to send me to the motor pool and letter the insignias and then big stars and numbers on the Jeeps. And I painted white numerals and white stars on all of the vehicles in the motor pool.
Later, another boss assigned Bob to liven up the barracks with a mural.
It had been a Panzer tank barracks during World War II, and they repainted it and put us in there, and they wanted to make it look more cheery. So we painted historical murals, which I don't know whether they made them more cheery or not, but that was my portfolio when I got out of the Army.
That portfolio was good enough to land him several jobs in New York City in advertising and package design. Then in 1976, Bob moved to Nashville to work for Aladdin Industries. His job? Illustrating some very famous items, children's lunchboxes.
We had a big sales meeting on Aladdin in June or July. That was when the television season was being ready to be announced to the public. And we'd get all of these VCR tapes, and we'd watch these things all day, and they'd say yay or nay. They like this show's gonna be good. And most of the time they were right. They picked winners. At first, it was a little nerve-wracking because you didn't, there were so many levels that I had to go through in my own company, and the stars usually didn't care. It was their agents or the studios. The studio wanted to make sure that you were doing something that they agreed with.
Metal lunchboxes are highly collectible, and even the most famous museum in the world, the Smithsonian, thinks they're worth preserving. 4 of the ones Bob worked on are on display there.
They're down in the cafeteria area now on display. And it makes you feel kind of old to say that you have something in the Smithsonian, But that was exciting.
When the demand for lunchboxes dwindled, Bob pitched his work to the religious publishing houses in Nashville, and they loved what they saw. This is the bulk of his work now. He illustrates just about anything you can think of, from 3D puppets, to puzzles, to cutouts, to maps.
These people are so nice. They used to, of course, tell me exactly what they wanted, put a building here and a person here, and now they tell me, this is the storyline, do whatever you want to do. And it's kind of nice.
In 2005, Bob's career took another turn. That's the year his daughter Jennifer asked him to do something very special and very personal: create her wedding invitations.
She wanted her wedding invitation to look like it had been done 200 years ago and stuck in a box someplace and then found. And so that's what we did. It was fun doing that. And someone else said, well, would you do one for me? So I put a website up, and that's pretty much what it's geared to. And we've had a little bit of success doing that. Everyone is individual. They're all hand done.
And if that wasn't enough, Bob somehow finds time to make whimsical wooden sculptures. Most of these sculptures are political in nature with quotes and facts. They're designed to make the viewer think and sometimes laugh. Bob got the idea to do this type of work after seeing an exhibit by multimedia artist Red Grooms.
I was so impressed with Red Groom's stuff, and it was just fun. And some of it moved, a lot of it didn't move, and I said, you know, I'd like to do that.
Bob shows no signs of slowing down as long as his hand is steady and his eyesight is good. Bob says he will continue doing the very thing that got him into trouble as a kid, drawing.